So, what form should entrenchment take, and should it exist at all? Sir Christopher's point against entrenchment is essentially that it's anti-majoritarian, I believe. I believe that is his view. And that the uncodified constitution has done us all right. I haven't got time to deal with the second argument, but I have a very detailed account in my book of how the British Constitution came very close to collapse in the years 1911 to 14, and landed us, I maintain, with the tragedy of Ulster, which lasted from 1914 until very recently. So I'm afraid I don't buy that argument. Entrenchment, however, undoubtedly removes power from Parliament, which is characterised by those who dislike entrenchment as the representatives of the people, and hands it to unelected judges. A blatant problem with this argument is that the current Parliament, to a lawyer, comprises 3 chambers, only one of which is elected by the people. So, equating parliamentary sovereignty with popular sovereignty won't work. Nevertheless, the critics have a point when they say that entrenchment is counter-majoritarian, and I think the happy medium here was suggested by Lord Leicester, the eminence grise of the Human Rights Act 1998. That Act, unlike the European Communities Act, does not empower the courts to strike down legislation. Courts are required to read statutes as far as possible in a way which complies with the European Convention on Human Rights. When they cannot, they may issue a declaration of incompatibility. Parliament may then decide whether or not to amend the offending statute. This preserves not parliamentary sovereignty, but at least what has been called comity between Parliament and the courts. If I had my way, constitutional statutes, such as those that I've mentioned, and such as, for instance, the Cabinet Manual, would be dealt with under what, let me call, the Leicester Convention, in other words, treated analogously to the Human Rights Act. Then I would be content with the codified constitution of the UK, and I hope that Richard and I have persuaded you to be as well.